I'm going to be doing a recreation of an eye look. I'm going to give you guys closer. Here on my roll cart, what I used to use in the salon. I'll zoom you in if I need to. I've got the ring light way at the back of the wall, so I'm not like completely blown out. Get my head done. And I've got the rest of my face done. I've got the Dazzle Blush from Tarte, the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze, Luna by Luna Electra Blush. I used the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick in F1 for under my eyes. The lip gloss is actually the Buxom, one of those like plumping, whatever, my lips are burning. It's in Rose Julep. Let me pull up the picture on my iPad, even though I know what it looks like. I want to be able to show what I'm going to be doing. It's a recreation from this girl on Instagram. Her name is Brittany Huffman. Here's the eye look. Make sure I can get it close enough so you guys can see. You can see the ring light way in the back. So, Michelle tagged me to recreate this look. And I think there's something biting the shit out of me. Biting me on the side. Felt like I had a flea. It's possible. I probably have a flea. When you live with cats that one of them goes in and out, or the dog goes in and out, you end up with fleas. Okay, so, whoops, that's not what I intended to do. Trying to go back to the chat on here. What I plan to do is I pulled 3 palettes. The reason for that is that the one palette had one color, another palette had another color, and the third palette is a new one to me. I've never used it before, but it has similar colors in it. So because the look has like this purple and teal color, I figured I would use the Zodiac palette for like this purple here. And then I pulled the Zodiac Love Signs palette for, other one's trying to run off my lap, for this like teal color, and I want to mix it with the Scorpio matte shade to lighten it a little bit because the other shade doesn't look quite as dark. And then I have like white liners and stuff like that that I plan on using. So that'll be one eye. And then the other eye, I plan on using the Profusion palette. This is the Wanderlust palette. There's this like stormy shade here that looks very close, and then either the Nimbus or Gravity shade might work, but these are shimmer shades. So trying to recreate a matte eye look with shimmer shades might be a little bit tricky, but I figured I would show you both options, using mattes and using shimmers, just using the things that you have in your collection without having to go out and buy anything. And I didn't pull any singles. I do have these colors in single shades, but I didn't want to pull them. Hey, Michelle. I didn't want to pull any single shadows because I don't know who owns what, but I figured this is a $10 palette. You can get it either off the Profusion website. I think you can buy it at Ulta, and I know you can buy it at Target. So there's that. And then the BH palettes, they're quite pricey, but you can usually get them on sale at the BH website. Like right now they're doing like anywhere between a 25 and 50% off sale. So you can pick up both of these on the BH website, and I know they're doing like free shipping on orders over 40 right now, because there's the Libra palette, the Scorpio palette, and the Ibiza palette that are on my like wish list to buy, but I don't have the money to buy them yet. So I want to try and use the brush out of the Profusion palette, and I'll just start with this one first, and we'll do the shimmer shades first. I will zoom you guys in closer. Oh, I also have the Maybelline, this is the Lasting Drama. Yeah, Lasting Drama in White Luster. It's like an iridescent white in my waterline. I do plan on using a white liquid liner from ColourPop, which I think was $6, and I have, I think these might work. In the picture, there's like gems. I have these I picked up for like $2 at Walmart. Hey, Casey. And the one picture that, the picture I was looking at it up close, she's got like these snowflake looking glitters. I don't have shaped glitters, but I do have pearls. Probably ought to grab those. Ooh, I do have blue. Ooh, pink. I totally forgot to dig in here. Okay, so in here we have pearls of different sizes. We have the medium-sized pearls, the aqua blue gems. I have pink, red, and I don't think red's in the look, but I'll grab the pink and the blue out. What else do I have? I think that's it. Grab my skimmers out because I know I'm probably going to need these. So I have a bunch of different like gemstone, rhinestone things that I can use with the look, but I want to show you on one eye specifically how you can get the similar effect with just eyeliner. So I guess I'm not going to be able to use the iPad for chat right now because I need to use the iPad for the picture. So it looks like she's got the teal here and then it goes up. She wings it up. And then she's got the warm toned purple up above and a cool toned purple underneath. So it looks like it's two different purple shades. So I think I might, let me move my mirror a little bit down here. Let's see if I can set my iPad up and not have it fall over. I think I'm going to try and use these elf thingies that were gifted to me from a subscriber. And because I'm old, I pull my under eye down and then smooth it and then let go of it. And I do have the fast-based foundation stick on my lids and I did set it with powder. It looks like I got some creasing. Doesn't look like it wants to stay on my skin. Pray for it. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Now I gotta scrunch it. Maybe if I move this up, that way I can sit upright and not have to slump down. I just have to remember not to slump. Okay, so I think this Nimbus purple is more warm toned than this one, so I'm probably going to start with this one on the top. And then we're going to move into Stormy, and then we're going to use this purple here under the lower lash line, which is, oh wait, my bad. This one here is Gravity. This one is Nimbus. Maybe it's cloud related? Is that what this is? Cloud related? Wanderlust. There's a whole bunch of like different, I don't know. And looking at chat right now, I'm just gonna have to use my phone for chat. So dipping into Gravity. Okay, I finally got some pigment. And I'm coming up quite high because she's got this up quite high. And that looks rather pink. It's a beautiful color though. I've never even used this palette before. I need to remember where the camera is. So this is just the Perfusion brush. Yeah. And it looks like by the picture that it's a cut crease of some sort. And this isn't quite as dark as the picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boop into this Regal shade, which is right underneath the Gravity. And I'm going to go back and forth and mix the colors on the brush. And how I do that is, since I've had people ask, is I'll like tap it in here and then I'll tap it in here and then tap back into the lighter shade to try and work. I want more of the light So then I tap once and then tap in here, and then you kick off any of the extra by tapping it either on the palette. There we go. There's the purple I wanted. And as you see, I'm using like circular motions to lay this color down. Because you don't want a real harsh line, you want it well blended. And this shimmer shade looks like it might be reacting like a cream. Now, I'm going to take my little J-Cat brush cleaner and run my brush in it. I'm just going to go back into the lighter purple and pick that up and run over this again to maybe lighten this just a hair. It looks like she's done a pretty severe cut crease, but I'm going to show you how to do that with a regular brush and the eyeshadow. Alright, I'm going to put that brush down. Do I have the brush I want to use? Bless me. My allergies have been driving me nuts today. Okay, taking a little flat synthetic brush, I'm going to pour this H2O stuff out of the tap. I've had people ask me how I wet my brushes before too. Well, if you could have typed that in German since that's where you live. Alright, I dip the brush in and then I run it on my hand to make sure that the bristles are wet. And then I run my, it was an Amazon brush, okay, don't judge. So I run my fingers up through the bristles from the ferrule up in order to make sure that the bristles are completely wet and saturated. I'm now going to go into that Stormy shade, and I'm going to pick one spot and I'm going to work out of that like one little section so that I don't ruin the entire pan with a wet brush. And I did flip the brush over so I could load on both sides. And usually I'll pick one spot in an eyeshadow pan if I'm going to be doing like using a wet brush or something, just in case there's any type of like hard pan or anything that happens. Now because I have hooded eyes, as you can see, there's only like a little peak of a lid that shows. I need to make sure that I keep my eye somewhat open. And I'm going to put it on my lid first. This is a pretty color. And when Michelle posted this picture in the Facebook group, I was like, ooh, yes, because I had already picked the theme for the month of April, which was pastels, so this works perfectly. Now I've noticed that my brush is a little bit dry, so I picked up more color. I'm going to dip it in the water and then shake it off. I just kind of shake it to kick any extra water off. Now coming up here, I'm going to cause that cut crease. The brush has a little bit too much water on it. I'm going to just tap it off on my towel. Now she swooped hers up, so I'm going to start here and swoop mine up. And then I'm going to flip the brush over to get the bottom, and then I can fill in from there. I want to make sure you guys can see everything I'm doing. Alright, I've got the general outline done, so I'm going to remove this. I'm going to load my brush back up with that Stormy shade, and then I'm going to fill in and darken anywhere that needs to be darkened. And it looks like she went up a little higher, so I'm going to bring mine up just a little bit more. And if you watch, I do little short stubby strokes. And because I have a heck of a lot more real estate on my eye than she does, I made the wing a little bit thicker than she did. And now I'm going to press over all of it on my lid because my lids like to eat shadow, and I find that by stamping over it with my finger, it adheres it to my eye a little bit better. And I do have some fallout on my face. I did put a light layer of mascara on because my lashes looked non-existent. So here we have the top. Now for the bottom, I'm going to take this Vera Milano shader brush, and because there's that darker purple, I'm going to tap into Retro, which is this one here, and then tap into this one. And I'm going to mix those two colors and then put it underneath my lower lash line. Now Nimbus is a shimmer shade, whereas Retro is a matte shade. I think I got a pretty good shade match. I started in the center, and then I'm going to slowly work towards the inner corner. And then she only brought it out to the corner of her eye, so I'm going to do that as well. And because my eyes are downturned, that's probably a good thing. So you're just kind of connecting the bottom. And I'm going to take that initial brush that we use and just kind of blend out. And I'm seeing a little bit of patchiness right here. I'll probably go back in and touch that up in just a second. It could be just mixing those two shades, could be application, could be the blue with the wet brush messed with it a little bit, could be just the fact that it's a little bit lighter there is bugging me, so I'm going to go back and fix that. And I'll show you up close before I do. Now eyeshadow on my eyeball. If you look, it's a little bit patchy right in here. So I'm going to take Gravity and then a boop of Regal. That's better. If you worry about it messing up the blue, you can always just take your brush and go back over the edge where the blue is just to get that defined line again. If you're doing a cut crease, sometimes I find, especially with older eyelids like mine, you kind of have to go back and touch up that top crease. Just to make sure it's as sharp as you want it. Now it doesn't look like she has anything in her inner corner to like lighten the look up. So I'm gonna grab this like frosting shade right here on a little Luxie brush. Like a greenish bluish color. It's also a shimmer shade. I'm gonna put this right in here. The glitter, it's got glitter in it, which she has glitter there. She's got some like hexagonal shaped glitter, and she's got some micro glitter on her eye as well. So I am just trying to use what I have to recreate the look. I now have glitter all over my nose because I can feel it. It's tickly. The downside to having a huge nose. It said, hola chica. Oh, hey, Amanda Panda. I'm loving your Trentisms each day. Those are amazing. Can I borrow your kid when all this is done? Give my dad a giggle a day with that stuff. And I think I'm going to take that frosting shade right up underneath the center. I mean, there's already a sheen here. I just want to emphasize that a little bit more. And because this has glitter in it, and she has a lot of like glittery things on her eye, she might have used satin shades in that too. I am not fighting with lashes, so don't even ask about eyelashes. I ain't doing them. I hate putting eyelashes on. I think lashes are beautiful, but it's like 7 something at night here, and we ain't doing eyelashes. So she's got a purple pearl here, a blue gem, a white pearl, and a clear gem, and then she's got other stuff here. So what we're gonna do, right? Oh, your son, I swear. Tell Boogie I said hi. Okay, we're gonna do the snowflake now. The snowflake I'm gonna be recreating with the white liner from ColourPop. And these are, let me get up here so you can see the eye. Snowflakes are pretty easy. You draw a line, you draw another line, and then you draw a third line. And then you go in and fix it. And because snowflakes come in all shapes and sizes, it doesn't matter that mine's fat. So then I'm gonna do the little boops on the end. My hand's shaking real bad. Okay, there's one. She's got another one up here. That's gonna be fun. Have fun, Amanda. This one ended up extra. I don't even know if you can see it. tickles. The eyeliner tickles. My hand will not stop shaking. So we have 2 snowflakes. I'm going to take the frosting shade and I'm going to just tap over Oh, I will. So there's 2. Now, how to create the gemstone effects. I do have some of the gemstones, yes, but let's do this with liner. You can also do this with eyeshadow. I will show you how to do that first. You want to get an itty bitty, this is an itty bitty tiny, can you even see how tiny it is? It's tiny. It's very tiny. So I'm going to dip this bad boy in water. We're going to do the purple one first. So going into this one here, the darker one, the retro color, this one. You don't need a whole lot of pigment because you're only going to do one little circle. So coming up here, and I just kind of tap the brush until it's round-ish. And then I'm going to color switch it. And then we're going to go into, because the other shade is darker, it's a different blue than what's on my lid. So we're going to go into the splash shade, which is a shimmer. So we're just going to do this. And we're going to put a blue dot over here. Boop. Okay, my boop needs to be bigger. And I just keep tapping the shadow on the lid until I get a big enough circle. And we're going to do the other one up here. Now, for the little pearly effects, ooh, I might be able to use eyeshadow for that too. Alright, redipping my brush, I'm going to run it on my hand real quick. I'm going to go in to the illusion shade, which is this one right here. It's the very first one, it's the lightest one in here. Let's see, oh, there's glitter in it too. Let's see if we can create like the pearl effect in the little shimmery bits. Brush isn't quite damp enough, so that's, you just dip it back in the water. There's glitter in it, so it's kind of messing me up a little bit. Those don't want to show up too good. The other thing that you can do is take your eyeliner not go on right there? Hello? Well, it's close enough. And I probably ought to redo. Since I already had it out. And then we're going to throw on some Maybelline falsies over the X-rated stuff I have on from Smashbox. Again, we ain't going to play with false lashes tonight. That'd be a no. So there's the one eye using the Profusion Wanderlust. And then the other eye we'll do with the BH palettes. I gotta move stuff to get to them. I'm probably just going to use the same brushes. The only difference is I used a Profusion brush for the upper part, so I'm going to have to pull a brush for that. So I'm just going to color switch all of these really quick. That way they are ready to go. And I'll be using the gemstones on this eye here. And I've got my little Wet n Wild crease brush. This is probably the best 89 cents I ever spent. I love this brush. Which palette do I need to work with first? Purple or blue? Purple, which is the original. And I think I'm gonna use the Gemini and the Cancer shade, since we discovered that the eye look has a different shade underneath. And I am gonna be dipping into the Scorpio matte shade from here to lighten both of those purples. So picking up Gemini, oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot my wing cover. Try and make sure there's not a whole lot of powder there. Dad's out in the kitchen making something. I hear chopping noises. I haven't eaten anything all day, so that's probably why I'm thinking food. It could be the cat's tearing something up too, but most likely it's food. The last thing Dad and I talked about was bacon and eggs. Looks like my eye wants to be like hit and miss right here. If you find that that's an issue, you can always like direct your brush and just kind of go over that one spot. Sometimes it is just my eyelid. Sometimes it's because it's been super dry and I haven't put makeup on in over a week. That is why it wants to react that way. Sometimes it's just being persnickety and it doesn't want to work at all. So you just kind of have to work with it and then try and blend over it. Now, she used what looks to be like a concealer base. I have the white one from color pop. Doesn't have to be perfect or opaque. Now with this step, I'm not moving my eyelid. And if your hand shakes like mine, I always put my hand on my chin to steady my hand. And that's how I would do an actual like cut crease. And I do not open my eye until after I have smoothed it out with my finger for a reason. Because I have hooded eyes, this is my deep set eye. So as I open my eyelid goes right in the back of my head. So I have to be very careful about that. Now, taking the brush that I used earlier for the other eye, I'm going to be going into the Capricorn shade, but I'm going to be mixing it with the Scorpio matte shade to try and lighten it up. And then I will probably go over it with the Capricorn shimmer shade as well, or kind of like mix all three to lighten up this shade to go along with the picture. Because it does look like on her lid, she's got a little bit of shimmer. Wish me luck, here we go. I'm hearing all kinds of bowls and stuff going twank and clank and thwink, and I don't know what the hell he's doing out there. I'm about ready to go out there and find out what he's doing in my kitchen. Technically, it's his house, his kitchen, but I'm the one that runs it. And then basically you are just coloring inside the lines. You are just gonna, and I'm using small like tapping motions to apply this to where the concealer was. All right, let's remove this. And again, hers has a little bit more of a swoop. So I'm gonna pick up product and then get the brush. I just dip it in the water and then I like shake it off. just going to punch up the color everywhere else while the brush is still a little damp. Looks like the other side on the bottom's a hair thicker. And again, if you need a steady, I always do like a finger in order to steady, and I also put it on I tapped it on my hand to take some of the moisture off. And the colors are definitely a little different, but I think it'll work. Now for the shimmer shade, I'm going to go into the center of the original Zodiac palette and just pick up the highlighter in there. The highlighter in the Love Signs palette's a little bit dark. I'm going to put it here and right up here. Now for the underside, I'm going to be going into the Gemini matte, the Cancer matte, and then the Scorpio shade, and kind of like mixing all three. Those two purple shades and then the light pink shade. And then I'm going to tap it on my hand to work it in the brush. If you guys are saying anything in chat, I cannot see it. Initial brush, have it pointed up and flat against my face to blend this out. And you'll stab yourself in the eye about 100 times with your brush before you're done. That is, but it's annoying. Okay, now on this eye, I think I'm going to actually use the gemstones, but I'm going to draw the snowflakes. I'm going to draw the snowflakes on first. The snowflakes. And I think I'm only going to do one on this side. And again, remember, snowflakes aren't perfect. They're like people. They come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, and don't eat yellow snow. Alright, I made this a bigger snowflake because I want to I want to put a pearl in the center of it. So I'm going to take these little pearls out. These are little like felt adhesive pearls that you pick up at Walmart in the crafting section. I'll grab my tweezers so I can actually get a hold of one. Not have to worry about it being dropped. Like I just did. Where'd you go, little guy? We have a run. Holy crap, where the heck did it go? You went breaking right in front of my feet, now I don't even see you. Give me a moment while I try and find the pearl that just run off. Really? Did you go under the drawer? No, you didn't go under the door. I don't see you in there either. Well, crap. We have a rogue pearl on the loose. I just stabbed myself with my tweezers in my hand. Probably would have been smart to put them down. Okay. Let's try this again. I will peel one off with my fingernails first, and then I'll pick it up with my tweezers. Son of a... That one I can see. Alright, I got it. God damn it, I dropped it again. Okay. Fingers it is. Oh, at least I can see it. Wait a minute, are you not adhesive? Is that... Nope, you done stuck to my finger. Okay. Let's try this again. Let me pry it off my finger. Where'd you go now? Holy crap, pearls. Where'd it go? I'm having technical difficulties. I thought it went in my shirt, but it didn't. And yes, when I'm doing eccentric, artsy eye looks, I have this issue quite a bit. Let me zoom you guys out. Go the roll cart. And the bathroom floor is like beige and white, so this does not help. Where the heck did it go? Are you out in the hallway, maybe? Oh, you son of a... Found one. I don't know where the other one went, but I found one. So, come back over here. Bring these back in. I have it under my fingernail, that way I can feel it. Jeezy Pete, only took me 20 minutes to get one on. Okay, that's exaggerating a little bit, you know. Okay, then she's got blue and purple ones on. So I'm going to take one of the teeny tiny blue ones out of here. Actually, I think I'm going to take two out of here. Gimme, gimme. So there's a bunch of like little tiny ones. Got one under my nail. I'll put one over here. I'm going to take another one and stick it up here. And she's got clear and purple in the picture. And I have purple in here. It's a little darker purple, but I'm sure it'll work. Oh, it's bigger than the blue one. And then I'm going to grab a clear one off of this little thing, and I'm going to stick it back here on the wing. And again, these are like, I think one pack was $2, it was like $1.99 for the one. The other one was like $2.49. I also have these pearls, but they're a little big. And I have to cut them off of here. They come in like a big old strip. And let me do liner, waterline liner, and then I'll do mascara again. Is anybody still with me? Forehead shot. I can see the rhinestones. Oh, hey, Jason. What are we playing tonight, Jason? Dad's making dinner, and then we can hop on a game. What game do you want to play tonight? And I did get mascara down below. Typical. What are you digging through art for? Okay, so here are both of the eye looks. We have the BH side and the Profusion side. And then the actual eye look that we were recreating. And as soon as the stream is over, I will link Brittany's profile and a link to the actual eye look. So we have the BH side here. And like I said, I have a lot more lid space than she does. I got a lot of more real estate from here to here, period. I have like twice the width that she does. And then over here on this side, this was the Profusion side. Which is a little bit darker of a like turquoise color. I probably could have made this a little bit darker, but I was using that shimmer shade mixed in. And then we drew on the snowflakes. I wish these gemstones were like a little bit smaller, but then again, I'd be playing where the hell did pearl go again. And then this one was just done with the eyeshadow and the eyeliner. Just to show that you can get something very similar just by using eyeshadow. You don't have to have the accessories to go with it. So this was a tag from Michelle at Mascara to Midnight. Again, I tagged her in the title in the description box, and she's been in chat. I will leave her linked down below, as well as this Brittany Huffman person here, as well, like a link to her Instagram, as well as the actual individual eye look, because I did share that on my community tab earlier, so I already have all that. And I will link the 3 palettes that I used, the 2 liners, and the gemstones. I don't think I can be able to link, because like I said, I bought them at the craft section of Walmart, so I don't know if they sell them on their website or not. I will look for them. But again, I mean, you can get something very similar with just eyeshadow and liner. So hopefully this is helpful. I know there were people in her Facebook group that were wondering about using what they have, that kind of thing. And if anybody has any of these palettes, like I said, this is a $10 palette. You can pick it up at Target. This is one that, and this was sent to me from my Amazon wish list. So I thought that was really kind of somebody to send me this, as well as a couple of other things. 2 of the items I had to send back because they didn't work. One of them was like an MP3 player, and it was absolute trash. It like would play half of a song and then it would get all garbled and then start back over, and it would play half of the same song, and then it would get all garbled and it would start over. And then if you tried to skip the song, it would play like one entire song through, and then it would go back to the first song and play it halfway through and get garbled. And didn't matter what SD card you put in it, didn't matter like how many songs you had on it, didn't matter if they were the same songs or different songs. I tried it a bunch of different ways. The MP3 player was crap. The sound quality on it was also really bad. And I think it was like a $15 MP3 player. So it is what it is. The one that my dad gave me like 8 or 9 years ago finally died. And I like listening to those when I'm like doing no talk through makeup looks. I also like listening to them when I'm like doing yard work or roller skating on the driveway or cleaning or whatever. So I wanted one. It was in my wish list on Amazon, and somebody sent it. And somebody sent me a remote for my camera, but the attachment on it didn't work on my camera, even though the pictures, descriptions, everything showed that it was from my camera. The one I got was not what was listed, so I sent that back too. But this is a beautiful palette. I've only used, let's see, we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shades out of here. And how many shades are in here? 21. 8 out of 21. I guess I could have just counted how many rows times 3. Math. Anyways, so I'm gonna go find out what Dad's cooking. I've got to take pictures of this for Michelle so I can post it in her Facebook group. Hopefully you guys like this literal step-by-step walkthrough tutorial. I don't mind doing these, especially live. When people have questions, I like to answer them live. I like to walk through steps live. If you need me to stop and talk through something or show you exactly what I'm doing or get closer to the camera, I have no problems doing that. Usually I put my when I'm recording, like when I go to edit, I take the speed that is like real time and I put it at 1.25 times speed so that I'm sped up a little bit. So you'll end up hearing me talk a little bit like this, but you'll never understand that I was really sped up just a little bit, but I can't really talk this fast. So it is what it is. This is my normal like cadence, my normal speed. I am a little bit slower. I'm one of those relaxed people. I try not to rush. Even if I have to like hurry up and get somewhere, I'm like, I can do 80 and get there at, you know, say 3 o'clock, or I can do 60 or 55 and get there at 3 o'clock. So it's okay. Do I want to burn more fuel, or do I want to get there safely? Kind of thing. That's just the kind of person I am. So I'm just a laid back, relaxed kind of person. I don't like rushing. But hopefully this is helpful. It shows you 2 different brands. The colors that are very similar, I mixed a bunch of shades to get the colors that were very similar to her actual, you know, eye look. And I did use the picture the whole time I was doing it so I could see. I kind of wish that I had those little like, these like little snowflake glitters that she has. Those are pretty. I know Midas Cosmetics has stuff like that. They've got like heart shapes and stars and diamond shapes and whatnot like that. I'll have to look and see if Midas Cosmetics carries them. I'll have to probably do like a online video wish list shopping at Midas Cosmetics or something. I might have to record that when Dad's not in the house, because he's been painting the house lately since he's staying home for a couple weeks while this loveliness is going on in the world. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully these 2 different types of tutorials was helpful to somebody, and if it was, please leave comments down below. Give this live stream a thumbs up. All my live streams stay up. I don't usually take them down unless it's like me trying to get settings and stuff set up. Most part I'll just private them or whatever. So yeah, depending on how I feel tomorrow depends on whether or not I will do the swatch. I've been dealing with a allergy headache all day since about 11 o'clock this morning. It's all like right back here right now. My nose is like half running and half stopped up, so I'm like having all kinds of allergy fun right now. And the Confederate jasmine in the front yard is blooming and it smells amazing, but every time I go anywhere near it, I start sneezing. So I know I'm allergic to it, but I love it. I love the way it smells. Glutton for punishment. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic evening or day, depending on where you are in the world. And I will see you